welcome to Beer Mail episode number 29 of
Brutal Battle. So this is the last just Emily Bowling Beer Mail episode. Again, if you didn't listen to the last episode, was another beer mail, and it was 2 beers from Emily Bowling, Rebecca's sister, who lives out in Oregon, who was very nice and brought us beers when she recently visited. So we're doing 2 more beers, and then after this episode, we'll have 1 cider that we're going to do that she brought us that should be interesting. And we're going to pair that up with a beer that we were given by someone else like a year ago, I think, at this point. So, yeah, and those are going to be pretty different. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get into it. So we each picked one because, obviously we had 3 beers to choose. Well, 2 beers and a cider to choose from. We ended up not choosing the cider. We took turns choosing. And this is what I chose. I was like, this is the one I want to drink tonight. No big surprise here. It's called Drink Me Potion. It's a fruited tart ale. It has brewed with red raspberries and Indian coriander. And it is 5.6%. It is by Von Ebert Brewing out of Portland, Oregon. And 16-ounce can. 16-ounce cans for both these. Hoping for a good sour. It's looking pretty coming out, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like very pinkish. Which you would assume for a raspberry.
Dark pink.
Yeah. I mean, for a raspberry sour, yeah. Or wait, tart ale, fruited tart ale. So it should be tart, not sour.
Like the last one we had.
I love the head on it, though. It's
like
so pink. Yeah, beers that look like this, that look like a nice kind of like ruby-ish color. It's like reddish, pinkish. Ruby. They always just have like the nicest like faint pink head. And this has a decent head to it too. Very fine bubbles.
It definitely smells like raspberry, but it also smells like Naked Cheerio.
Do you get the coriander in there? I don't.
No.
I mean, the raspberries are very juicy and vibrant. And so I think that's why I'm just not getting coriander. Because coriander, like, it's a very particular smell. But I think that, something like a berry, like a strong berry scent in this instance, it makes it pretty easy to kind of overpower.
It smells, there's a salinity to this. It smells like a Goza.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. And it does smell like it's tart. Because it smells more like the berry is, like, sweet. There's like a nice kind of like sugariness to it, and then there is a little bit of tartness to it. So yeah, it does smell more like it's probably a tart ale. So yeah. It smells good though.
It's good. It's kind of light on the flavor.
It is salty.
Yeah.
There is a salinity to it.
Is that the coriander?
No, I wouldn't think so. Coriander's not salty. I think this probably is a base of a Goza, would be my guess. I think you're right with that. There's a decent amount of that Naked Cheerio on the finish that you're probably real excited about.
It's not as heavy, as much on the raspberry as I wanted it to be.
Yeah. The nose is like so strong. It's just like juicy, delectable strawberry. And then you take a drink and you're like, yeah, it's there, but it's not as pronounced as it is in the nose. And then it goes kind of quick to the that salinity and then the naked Cheerio. I was saying Naked Cheerio.
Naked Cheerio?
Naked Cheerio.
Plain Cheerios.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't dislike it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, but it does taste like a Goza. Mm-hmm. I definitely think so. Yeah. There is that salinity to it. I don't really taste the coriander at all. Do you?
I'm going to look up coriander.
It's not salty. But, yeah. I mean, it's not our favorite. I'd say right now this is my least favorite of the beers that we had from Emily. But it's still good. I still like it. So what are you?
Earthy, tart, and sweet.
Coriander's tart? That's interesting.
That's what it says.
Okay, well then it would just fold into the little bit of tartness that the beers. I There's just...
kind of citrusy.
With the way this beer is presenting, it just doesn't seem like there's a reason to have the coriander in there, unless this was on the shelf for a while, and the coriander's kind of just fallen out, which is definitely possible, because spices can really fall out of beer over time.
Sure.
So, that's possible. I don't know. Anyway.
Next one is called Cocoa Cow, a chocolate milk stout by Sun River Brewing Company. And they are out of Sun River, Oregon. 7% contains lactose.
I wonder where Sun River is. In comparison to something like Portland. Okay. It's not super smelly. At least not out of the can. But in the glass, should be a lot more so. As I'm pouring it, it seems a little flat. But we'll see.
You think so?
Well, as I was initially pouring, there is a little bit of a head to it, but initially it was seeing... Oh, I may have poured a little harder for myself.
Yeah.
I'll make it up later. I'll give you a heavier pour later.
It's so chocolatey.
I mean, it looks like a stout, though.
Yeah.
It's got really nice brown head to it. I love... In addition to seeing, like, a really nice, thick, like, pink head to, like, a sour, I really do love seeing, like, a really nicely brown head for a stout.
Yeah.
It's just so nice. And I'm going to be honest. I'm one of those people who kind of likes it when I take a sip of that and I get it stuck in my mustache. I like that. Just kind of having that foam there. It's fun.
It's so chocolatey.
So chocolatey.
I love it. It smells so good.
It's really chocolatey, but it also like gives it a little nuttiness on the nose as well. There's like a nut at the end of each sniff.
I mean, it just smells like it's like a roastiness. It's definitely milk chocolate. It honestly doesn't really smell that much like a beer because it's just so milk chocolate. It doesn't smell like sweet though.
Is there a little vanilla in this? I smell like... Don't watch out with...
Slightly sweet chocolate milk stout with cocoa nibs.
It smells slightly vanilla-y too, though. It smells very good, though. If you're into like a very milk chocolate driven, sweet smelling milk chocolate stout, this is It's
not too sweet. There's definitely a sweetness to it, but it's like very drinkable. It's very tasty.
Oh, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It's like very solid, much like the stout we had on the previous episode. Like,
it's better than that one.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just a very...
Oh, wow. Yeah, this tastes very much like a beer. It is so... Like, it smells like it could be overly sweet.
Yeah.
But then when you taste it,
not.
There is a sweetness to it, but there's a good bitterness that hits right after the sweetness that really balances it out. And there's also just this very slight ashiness in there that I'm loving how that's playing. It's like a little charcoal, and it plays so well off of that milk chocolate to also balance with the...
I mean, this is the clear winner of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
That's really nice. And it tastes like very kind of light at the same time, like very sessionable.
Yeah.
Which is not very common for stouts.
Has a good mouthfeel and a lot of flavor, too. It's just kind of like a really good beer. And
this was it a 7 AB? Yeah, 7. It doesn't taste like a 7. It tastes like a 6.
Yeah.
That's really nice. This is one of the best, like, easygoing but flavorful stouts I've had in quite a while.
Oh, wow. Go back to the first one, and it's way more raspberry.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that speaks to the whole thing of, pairing things, which we do have some episodes where we do like, beer and food and how that stuff pairs, but flavors play off each other, which is a lot of times is the reason we go back and forth between beers, because one will enhance the other one or one will decrease, your enjoyment of another one. And that's the thing. Like, if you're having something that's like darker, more bitter flavors, like is the case with this stout, and then you go to something like this tart ale, you're going to taste more acidity, you're going to taste more vibrant berries. The light notes are going to be more pronounced.
Yeah, very good. Two very good.
But yeah, I mean, good stuff. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, honestly, drinking this stout is definitely making this tart ale better.
Yeah.
And that just goes to, if you're going to drink more than one beer at a time, pairing is important.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it can be, because literally it could have gone the other way, and drinking one of these beers with the other one could have wrecked it.
Yeah.
Which I don't feel like the tart ale does anything to the stout, but, well, let's try that real quick.
Mm.
It takes the chocolatiness down a little bit, but it really doesn't do much to it. It still tastes great. Yeah. So, yeah. But okay.
Yeah, we'll sip on these tonight while we watch Home Alone 2.
Yes, because when we're recording this, we're in the thick of December, and Rebecca's trying to watch her 25 Christmas movies. Although you're talking about extending this, maybe going further, more than 25.
I mean, I definitely need to get 25 by Christmas, but I might have to extend it till New Year's because there's ones I really want to watch.
So when we're recording, it's the 8th of December, 2024. How many have you watched?
I think.
Are you at
10?
10?
Yeah.
Okay,
10.
so you're 2 up. And then after tonight, 11.
Yeah.
So you'll be...
Well, because I got to work ahead on the weekends, because during the week it's hard.
Yeah, because of stupid things like jobs.
Yeah, but as
hold you back.
As you said, we need jobs to do the fun things.
Yes, that is very true, unfortunately. But, hey, thanks everyone for listening to this. Actually, that reminds me, when talking about the whole, the way things play off each other, if you guys have ideas for any of our, food and beer pairing episodes, we could do another one of those if there's certain food you want us to pair with certain beers. Or if you honestly want us to pair beers together, let us know that. brutalbattlepodcast@gmail.com. Also, we did do some episodes, which it's been a long time since we did one, but they were a lot of fun. The Blend It Yourself episodes, where we literally would take beers and figure out the right blend to get them to actually marry together in an interesting way. And we actually came up with some awesome blends that way. And actually, I even did an episode where instead of mixing 2 beers, I used tea to infuse beers. And that was actually really awesome too. So give us some ideas, brutalbattlepodcast@gmail.com. But thank you so much for listening. Spread the word about the podcast if you will. And until next time,
keep it brutal.